What's good, everyone? It's Chambers from chambersmixedit.com. Today we're going to be doing a drill tutorial. I did a video like this already, but I really liked it, so we're going to do another one. It's like if you mix like orchestral classical music with drill music. All right, so we're making this beat in Twitter today. So we're going to start with like some strings. Got some loaded up right here. We're going to start with some simple chords. The BPM we're going to leave at 140. So let's start with C, my favorite note to start with. We're going to do a C minor triad chord. If you want to learn more about music theory and the terms and what they mean and how to apply them to your production, I have some music theory courses available on my website, chambersmixedit.com/soundkits. They're both over an hour long with just me teaching all about music theory, everything that you're going to want to know to help you make better beats. Link to that in the comment section and in the description. So we're going to start with the C minor triad. I'm going to change up the chord though. Make more of a tense chord. When you push notes closer together, it makes things more tense. You know what I mean? Tension is what we want, especially in drill music, because it's like a dark sound. The key to dark melodies is tension. That doesn't mean go like, that's just not even in the scale anymore. Like, as long as you stay in the scale. And of course, I go over all of that in my music theory courses. And we'll open it up a little bit until we return to a C minor triad. And that's like an intense, like dark orchestral chord progression. See what happens when we put up an octave. I like that too. So what we're going to do is get both of those and turn them into audio clips. I'm going to head back into the playlist, go over here, right click it and hit quick render as audio clip. Then I'm going to go back to it, do control and the up arrow. Now we have a higher octave. Let's do it again, quick render as audio clip. I'm going to label it strings and strings high, drag them into the playlist. And now we have our chord progressions, one in a lower octave and one in a higher octave. See, because you got to think ahead, like when you want to think about like structuring out the beat, you want to think like, what are the different sections I'm going to have? I'm going to have one with low octave, one with high octave, because you don't want to just be repetitive. And I feel like that's a lot of thing that like, especially newer producers overlook when it comes to structuring out a beat and making it more interesting. So like the listeners are constantly entertained by the music, you have to make sure that you create change-ups. So always think when you're starting with your chords or your melodies, like, is there a way I could change this up and do an alternate version so we can differentiate between like a hook and a verse or like whatever it is. In this case, I just have two different octaves. It doesn't have to be complicated or anything. It could be as simple as an octave difference, just to change up. Let's clone this pattern, change it up with a different string sound. Higher octave. I just made one minor difference right here. We picked this G up a half step to a G sharp and we changed the chord. Now that's just to be some contrast between the main strings and the tremolo strings. Just adds more tension and like more of a dark feel when we go up one half step. Because again, like I said, when you want to create tension, it's notes that are close together. So going up a half step just from this to this, that's going to make it feel so much darker. So again, let's do the same thing. We'll quick render that as an audio clip. We'll go back, pick up an octave, do it again. Drag those in, put them into place, just like that. What else is like classical music? I'm gonna add a piano. So let's add a new pattern, right? It's a C, right? Put that down an octave or two. Like that. I want like a low bass note. Just like a That's too low. Let's see what that sounds like. See if I do the chords on top with a higher octave too. What I do? You open it, then you put it back. Feel me, like that. What if I inverted it though? Change it up. Invert it again. Which one do I like better though? I think I like this one better because it's like more tension with the... So you're going up that half note again. Again, I go over all these techniques in my music theory course much more in depth so you can understand it much better and learn how to use it. But basically the idea is, what I did was an inversion of these chords. So an inversion is when you can take the notes in a chord and put them up or down an octave, right? So I took our root note, which is C, put it up an octave. And I also did it again with the second layer right here, put it up an octave. I'm like, what is this, right? These don't really look like chords. It's like, looks like a Tetris game or something, but like, that's what happens when you invert your chords. And of course, we also have the bass notes. We should separate it though. So let's copy and paste that into a different pattern. What we want to do though is, let's get the bass in audio, drag that in, and then I'm gonna go back to the chords, put that in audio too. If you're wondering why I like to put everything in audio, I just like to use audio clips better than MIDI because you can manipulate the sound better, whether you're pitching it up or down or reversing it or just anything like that. All right, go back to the pattern. Let's pick it up an octave for the second half. Put that in audio. All right, so now we got that. Let's move that over as well as this one. Organized time. All right, so we have our main piano chords. We have our high piano chords. Cut the excess off. And then under that, we have the bass. Let's copy that. The bass doesn't change octaves. I always want the bass to be low. But yeah, so here's what we have so far. All right, so for now, I'm gonna just leave it with the strings and the piano bass. Now it's time for the drums. What we better use? We better be using the best drill. We better be using the absolute best drill drums possible. The Drill Essentials drum kit. All the 808s and snares and percussion, hi-hats, kicks, whatever it is. These are all the best sounds that you're always going to want to use when you're making drill music. And what's crazy about it is each and every single sound in the kit was ran through analog outboard gear that I have right here. So it sounds like, bro, like these drums hit because it has like that saturation to it, like that crispiness that you can only get when you run it through hardware gear. That's what's going to take your beats to the next level. So let's get it open right now. Grab an 808. Thing about drill 808s though, you always want to make sure that you put everything down except for the hold. So now you can hold it like, let's get a hi-hat, let's get a snare, another snare, percussion. Well, it's a kick, of course. Man, the kicks in this kit go crazy. And I'm gonna definitely want like an extra like FX sound too. But I think I'm gonna drag it in and add at the end. So let's get it started with the snare. So for drill, you don't usually like do a normal snare pattern like this. People usually take it out on the second hit and like move it over to here. And for this one, I'm gonna make the pattern unique, so it's gonna be different than this pattern, and we can change it individually. So let's do like just a little change up. Then finally at the end, what I like to do, let's make this unique again. I like to have it hit there, and this one too. Let's move on to the hi-hats. So for drill hi-hats, I mean like you could do this if you want to get kicked out of the studio. But yeah, so it's more like a different, like it's a different bounce to it. To make it even more bouncy, have more rhythm to it, what you want to do is change the velocity. And when it comes to drums, the velocity is how hard that drum is going to hit, pretty much the volume, right? So let's change up the velocity of these hi-hats. We can also change the panning, which is also a common technique in drill music. Let's see, let's start adding some rolls. I'm gonna go to half step. What you want to do is grab the paintbrush tool. Let's see where we could add a hi-hat roll. I'm gonna do like a lower note one right here. Have it low in velocity so you could kind of hear it. And add some panning to it. Make it really wide in between your ears. Let's move on. Let's make this one unique. Just change it up so it's not the same hi-hat pattern over and over again. Let's see what we can do differently this time. Let's roll it instead. Get the paintbrush tool again. And again, let's get 1/3. Roll that too. We have it drop down too. Add some panning to everything, just make it more interesting. And that's how you really like sauce up the hi-hats. All right, so let's move on to the snare. Let's bring this over here. For the second snare, it's going to be very similar to the hi-hats. It's just like some added percussion, so it hits a little harder. Same thing. Let's go into the velocity, change it up. Move this over, make this one unique, change it up on the second time. Perfect. Let's add that over here. Let's move on to the next sound, which is our percussion. I'm very minimal with the percussion because already like the hi-hats and the snares are pretty busy already. So like you don't really have to add that much. Something like that. Now it's time for the 808. The root note was C, so we're going to start with that. And here's where you really want to use like that stop and go technique. So it's like this. See right here, I stopped it once we hit that snare. And that's like a big part of drill music. Let's do our first slide right here. You want to double click on the note. Hit this note right here with like the triangle and hit accept. I want to do like 2 though. Very short slides. So basically how the slides work is like, let's see, like if I extend the note, you'll hear it go wow. If you do it really short, it goes like wow. Can y'all like the video for all these sound effects that I'm doing? So I want 2 of those. Right here, I'm picking it up an octave from the C just for a higher slide, and I'm letting it like hold out. And here, like you saw, I shortened the note, so it's like a dot dot. So it's more chopped. So all together. Make this one unique. Let's change it up. So like I'm pretty much just going crazy with the slides. Pretty much I'm going up an octave, or I'm going up a fifth to the G. More about that in my music theory course, of course. But yeah, then I go up a higher octave right here. I'm very specific about when I use this stop and go technique right here. Like I'm chopping it right there, or with this one, I just hold it out. It's really up to you. This is just what I like to hear. Next up, we're gonna add the kick. Add this one, make it unique. Make this one unique too. And for the final one, make it unique. We have 4 separate kick patterns. At the end, it's about to go crazy. We'll probably do my like signature thing, which is like I just 4 count it out. Let's add some effects now. Back to the Drill Essentials kit. I'm gonna add this one, which is a cymbal. Love this one on drill beats. So like you want to put it on the 1. And over here, I'm gonna add it again. I'm gonna put it on the kick pattern like this. You want to make everything work together. So this works with the kick pattern because this works with the snare pattern, works with the hi-hats. Let's add another FX sound. I'm gonna add this stomp sound just for more impact. Then I'm gonna add this flutter sound. What I want to do with this is cut it at the snare, so then it hits at the kick. I'll show you what I mean. Let's lower it a little bit. See how it like leads up to that snare, and then the 808 comes in. Crazy. If I bring in all the instruments back now, right? Big thing for drill, when you put back the 808 and the kick pattern, like 2 bars, it sounds like this. My favorite part has got to be the tremolo strings in the back when it does that half step up. Like you hear that, bro? Like that's so dark. So just to recap, we pretty much had like that C minor triad. We changed up the different chords a little bit with the strings. Then we went up an octave. We added the tremolo strings. We had that one change up. Then we added the piano. And what we did different with the piano was those 2 inversions. Then we added the piano bass, just the C note that doesn't change. Then we did the drums with the Drill Essentials drum kit, and we got a fire drill beat now. So yeah, that's like if we mix like orchestral classical music with drill. Not even mad at it. If you want to learn more about music theory techniques and how to make chord progressions and what different chords means, because it helped me a lot. Like I'm not gonna lie, like people ask me like, yo, like do you need music theory? I'm not gonna tell you that you need anything, but like I know like it definitely helps me every single day when I make music. It's definitely a tool that you're gonna want to have. So I offer 2 courses on my website, each over an hour long, doing different video breakdowns about what you want to know about music theory and how you can use it to help you make better beats. And if you like the drum sounds that we use today, of course that's the Drill Essentials drum kit, my go-to every single time I make a drill beat. But yeah, so all that is on my website at chambersmixedit.com/soundkits. Link in description and in the comments section for you. But yeah, so thank you all for watching. I really appreciate all the support. Let's keep growing the channel. Let me know any ideas for videos that you have, whether it's a tutorial for an artist or a style of music. You have like any challenge videos. Yo, I'm trying to do like a challenge video. Like let's make a beat blindfolded. That's probably not gonna work out, but like give me ideas for a challenge for real, because I'm gonna do it. But yeah, thank you all for watching, and I'm gonna see you in the next video. Peace.